a big breakthrough. The first non-hormonal male birth control pill has now been approved safe in human trials. In fact, the promising results are likely to fast forward the further stages of the trial. Here's more on this story.
Emma, tell me what you think of this male contraceptive. I think it's a breakthrough. Many women might think or hail this as a great headway in science. But what do you think? Will men be acceptable of something like this?
Thank you, Nabila. It is all a question about shared responsibility, and I would also think about the shared blame, if you can, relate to that. Because it's not the first time that we are thinking along the lines of the male contraceptive. Years ago, Dr. Talwar from India itself was, injectable contraceptive for men. Then there was a pill called Gossipol many decades ago, which didn't stand the test of time. And now we hear from the US counterparts, the YCT 529, the new kid on the block. Well, 16 men, it's a short trial that they have done. But if it really comes into the market, and the important thing being it's reversible and it is short acting, so the moment you stop it, you can get back your fertility. Having said that, the key question that you asked, Nabila, are men ready for it? I would flip it around and also ask some women in our own country, they, tell us, no, don't do anything to my husband. It's all me, just give everything to me and it's okay. They are the ones sometimes who keep them away. And just the two methodologies, the barrier as in a condom and the vasectomy, even then, the reluctance to use, the minuscule usage of the surgical method of the male contraception, that is actually the reality. So when this comes into the forefront, it's also the women who have to change their mindset and the shared responsibility in every way for parenting, for the family, for the workspace, and for everything at home. Slowly the mindset is changing, but steadily. So I think the new era of women will not spare the men. They are educated. They will stand up to the fact that, yes,
but
it's only
medically
us,
speaking, medically speaking, how do you convince men are so worried about their testosterone levels? I hear men actually having conversations that I don't want to eat chewing gum, I don't want to eat mint, don't smoke mint cigarettes. They will smoke cigarettes, but they won't smoke mint cigarettes because that could decrease their sperm count, stuff like that. So men are so worried about their testosterone. Do you think men will show trust in this medical headway?
It's both the men and women may not show trust because it's the performance at intercourse. Also, sometimes it affects their mind, though it's an unfounded thing that if I take this, maybe, something else will go wrong with the performance. And maybe they say it is reversible. Maybe it may not be reversible. And then the counts that you mentioned, if it is not having a substantial evidence and really, it can prove that it is not reversible, then that's again a problem. So there are still some gaps, and it's for decades that research has been going on of how to involve the men in this bracket of contraception, and I don't think we have succeeded yet. So even if I have to convince a couple that, look here, the contraceptive options are there, both for your wife and yourself, the very little acceptance, and hardly the needle has moved by 0.1% where men are involved in the contraceptive discussion and the methodology of adoption. I think we have a long way to go on that barrier. But if the science advances and the thinking of the population advances, which will take a while, of course, everything cannot happen overnight, there is still some hope for the women to feel better because they're not the only ones. The willing men are willing to share the responsibility, which indeed has to be, the scenario, if not in near future, at least in a while to come. That is my take on that.